Welcome everybody and welcome back to the channel. What's his Subbuteo art? This is Gary's Fantasy Football 15. It's Friday night. We are hitting the weekend. We're going to have a bit of crack of the night. So we're down there next two players on Gary's Fantasy Football. Gary Nolan. And as you've seen from the video during the week, Gary has suggested a cracking idea to run an actual fantasy football league through the Premier League. So we're going to run it £5 a head, and we're going to have prizes, monthly prizes for the best team, most points for the month, and we're going to run the league, and we'll take it from there. See how we're getting on. We're getting lots of entries already, so if you want to get in, drop me a wee DM on Twitter or a private message on Facebook, and I'll send you the code, I'll send you the PayPal details, and we'll get you in the league. So tonight I'm going to show you Gary's next two selections, and then I'm going to show you some processes of painting them selections. So just try and go back through colours and what to do to paint the players and whatever, just little tips and hints. So I think along the last few weeks or the last few shows, we sort of drifted away from the painting and giving you tips, and then I'm getting questions this week about painting and stuff to use, and obviously people don't want to go back and go through old videos, so I'll refresh painting and then show you how I painted these two players, which I'm going to show you next. So I'm doing this still on my phone, so it's a bit of a nightmare. So when I show you the team, then I'll show you how I done it. Or not show you how I actually painted the whole team, but just a couple of wee hints and tips. So also tonight we're going to escape the madhouse. We're going to escape the shed, and we're going to go visit Derry City Table Football Club owner Martin O'Bradley. We're going to go and visit his shed, which I recorded last night, and we'll show you that. Bit of crack, bit of fun, but something different. All Subbuteo related, all about things you can do for playing Subbuteo, painting Subbuteo, getting started. So yeah, lots going on. So let's get started, and next I'll show you Gary's two players for his adding to the team, which will bring it up to 13 players. So let's have a look at them. First up, Carlos Puyol. You can see him. Carlos Puyol from 2010, I think it was. The year they won did they win the World Cup that year? Puyol anyway. And then next up is one of my favourites from 94. Mustafa Hadji, Romania, number 10. So like you see in the wee photos there, two cracking additions to the team. So we're now up to 13 players, with the last two coming next week is two goalkeepers. As you may know, there's been no goalies yet, so two goalies next, and then that will be the end of Gary's Fantasy 15. We got his World Cup to go with him. No World Cup, and somewhere I have his Adidas ball bagged up, supplied by my Subbuteo. My Subbuteo, best place to get balls, best place to get a lot of things. So yeah, that's 13 we're up to now. So now I'm going to show you the process of painting that team. I had to put the glasses on for this part. So we have Romania. So basic yellow, the whole kit's yellow. Sometimes with yellow it can be, if your brush is anyway dirty, you're going to get like little dirt marks on the yellow. So ensure your brush is really clean before you put the yellow on. So as always, what I done here was painted the figure white, undercoated the figure, always undercoat the figure in a white, just a plain white paint. Even though they come white, the white paint always gives the next colour something to hug, cling on to, instead of the plastic. So that gets rid of the plastic. So once you get that white on, next thing I do is put the skin colour on. So we've put the flesh, both players were white, so we've put the flesh tone on, around the shorts, around the socks. You can be a bit messy if the kit's dark. Sometimes yellow is hard to cover, so you need, with Romania, we had to be a little bit more particular. Okay, so we got the kit, the base colour, the black colour. Okay, so for what the brush I used on that colour, on putting that colour on, was a 10-0 Kalinsky. 10-0's pretty thin, but it's still a bit thick. So apply the main colour with that. Again with Spain, get the skin tone on, and then I added the red. Could be messy with the red because I knew the blue would cover any around the shorts. If I went into the shorts with the red, I can cover it with the blue. But then the socks, you need to be, well, with the skin, when you're putting the skin on the socks, you can go past the sock and then you can tidy it up with the red. So the reason I picked these two teams together was you can save paint. So when the Romania kit uses yellow, and then it uses blue and red, and then the Spain kit uses blue and red, and then it uses yellow. So instead of wasting paint, I'll put the three colours out, paint the two players, and then I can start mixing between the two of them. So it's a bit of a time saver. So instead of putting all your colours out and painting one figure, and then all them colours, all them paints harden, then you go back and paint the next figure, and you use the same colours again. I know you're only using wee drips at a time, but it's just, if you have two on the go at the same time, it's just a wee bit easier. So that's what I would do. Try and use same colours, same players, or if you're doing a team, it's perfect. But if you're doing different players, then try and match them to the colours. So, got a couple of questions during the week for my blue for the Italy. So this is the colour I use for Italy. They're Fagello colours. They come from E-Models. They're about, I think they're about £2.90 maybe a bottle, but that will do you for, depending on how often you're using them, it could do you a couple of years, that bottle. The blue that I use for Italy, the blue that I use for Spain shorts, the blue that I use for France, this is it. So it's 70930, dark blue, and I'll put a wee photo of that up. Okay, so that's my blue. My red is Vermilion, and it's the same colour again, and it is 70909. My green, why do I have green out? Oh, I had green out. I don't know why I was using green. I was using it for Ireland the last time, but that's my green. That's my go-to green. Celtic, Ireland, any sort of green. And then greens are pretty hard to get matched. I have a dark green there that I would use for like old style goalkeepers, but that green there is my go-to green. And then you can mix it down, you can lighten it or you can darken it. It is 70942, also from E-Models. And then my yellow is, what yellow is that? Deep yellow, 70915. And that's pretty much, I have another yellow which is more a bit golden, but that's pretty much my yellow I use for everything. So that's how I used Romania, 3 colours for Romania, 3 colours for Spain, and then my flesh, which is running out. So when it's running out, I always set it upside down so you're not shaking it. I think I've had that about a year maybe. That's pretty good for that bottle, because that's your most popular colour. It is Basic Skin Tone is the name, and it's 70815. And again, e-models, best place to get them. Yeah, so that's colours. Like I say, when you're doing the yellow, make sure your brush is always clean. And then start adding your blues and your reds to the yellow. Again, if you make a mistake with the yellow, best way to cover it up's come back with a white, maybe 2 coats of white, and then back on the yellow to cover like a blue or a red mistake. So that's the only thing about doing the yellows, is mistakes can be hard to cover. So that's basically how I paint these guys here. And then of course I use an old base and I keep them in that base, and then I lacquer them. So when I use the lacquer, they stay in that base. So them bases are covered in lacquer. So that's about it. That's how we done Haji and Puyol. So hope you like it. Hope it helps. Any questions, drop me a wee message, and I'm always happy to share. Tell you where I got stuff. Tell you the best places to buy things. This week I've had people ask me where I get my cases. I've sent them the link to where I get my brushes. The brushes I use are, like I say, 20-0, 10-0. If you can get a 15-0 in between, they're great. So yeah, all the brushes I use are the same, all different sizes. So I don't know if you'll pick this up on the video. That's 3 of my brushes. That's 4 brushes I have, different sizes. And just make sure you clean them. I always clean them in my mouth to keep them nice and clean. After every wipe, every time you paint, clean the paint off in your mouth, and then reapply the paint. Even if you're using the same colour, takes the stuff off the bristles. So hope that helps, and hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Cool. So I hope you liked that little video there, trying to get back and show people how to go about painting. I know I've been straying away from it, so hopefully get more of that, get some footage of actually doing the painting. When I get the GoPro back, I'll put it in my head and get you closer up to how I do it and what I do. Yeah, so 2 great players. Next I'm gonna do the draw for, it's 2 figures in a case with a team of your choice. You can have the same team, like I said before, same team or whatever. So 22 people retweeted the actual link, this YouTube page. So the 22 people that retweeted the link go in the draw. Now people did retweet it twice. Thank you, appreciate it, 3 times, but you only win the draw once. Sneaky. So 22 people in the hat. I have to take my hat off. You can see my big baldy head. 22 names in the hat. All piece of paper, identical sizes, so there's no cheating. There's nothing really to cheat. And I was just going through all the names that are in the hat, and everybody is a regular contributor, so good to see. Let me see now. Pick one out. Deeper, close my eyes, don't look. Alright. The Grey Dane. Whoever the Grey Dane is, I will send you a message on. Can you see that? I'm trying to look at the Grey Dane. The Grey underscore Grey underscore Dane is the winner. So he will get, or he or she will get. I'll just pick another one out just to make sure there's no cheating. Westwood Table Soccer was in there. Seamus from Craigham was in there. Trevor Curdery was in there. So the Grey Dane was the winner. I'll get in touch with you, Grey Dane, and we will suss out what team, 2 players you want, and I'll get them posted to you, painted and posted. So that is that sorted. Also, this little team here, White Star, I've done for a customer. They're going tomorrow for Saturday morning. I was waiting on his bases coming. had trouble getting the colour scheme, which was purple and white with purple. Couldn't get old Subbuteo bases, which we'd originally agreed. Couldn't get them in CLR Dynamics. Couldn't get... I didn't want... Hasbro's only one colour, so I ended up going with Ice Storm bases and Little Plastic Men. So they'll be posted tomorrow. Still going through a lot of other teams. Lots going on. Let me think what else. Yeah, last night went and done the outside broadcast. Very funny. Good crack. Going to show you that next. First I'm going to show you Martin done a little video himself. A little tour of his shed and a little quick interview on his own. And then we'll sit down with him and have a bit of crack and a bit of chat. Yeah. Just the YouTube channel has now 141 subscribers, so we've got 40 subscribers this week from doing the promotion. So next week, don't know what I'll do. Find something to promote, giveaway. Also the fantasy football got a lot of donations from a lot of guys that we talked about. Their Subbuteo Collector. Subbuteo Collector's going to donate a prize for one of the monthly draws. My Subbuteo is going to donate a prize. He's already told me what it is, but we'll keep them all under hats. Subbuteo Style does like A4 prints. He's going to donate a prize. Yeah, so anybody that wants to donate prizes will be... What we'll do is we'll run that month of the prize. We'll run their logo and their name and their link and their page. So they'll get a month of promotion for the prize that they're donating for that month. So the highest score of the Subbuteo of the fantasy football that month will win the prize. So I think we have about 12 entered already. So anybody wants to join, drop me a wee message and we'll get it all sorted. £5 entry, and then it goes towards a prize, or either more prizes for the rest of the months that we don't get donations, or the overall. I'm going to donate prizes myself. So yeah, lots to go, lots to do. So here is El Presidente, Martin Oak Bradley. And I would like to say to Gary's son, Dahi. Wee bit of cursing in here. I know he watches every night, every week with his dad. Oh, a light flicker there. Dahi, cover your ears for some of this and enjoy.
So myself and Lawrence set up the Derry City Table Football Club in 2016. I found Lawrence on Twitter when he was selling his art creations, his Subbuteo art creations. It was a Derry City figure I had bought for my father for Christmas. Since then, things have just gone from strength to strength. The club, we've got over 10 members, regulars. We regularly see 15 members or so coming to play. We've hosted the All-Ireland Championships for the last 4 years running. I've held third place in the All-Ireland Champions since that time. It's usually a battle for first and second between Kenny Beggs and Mark Farrell. We hold a regular monthly WASPA tournament. We have players that come from Donegal, Belfast. We have players from as far afield as Germany come to play with us. People from our own team have gone as far as Portugal and played. We play an inter-club cup. We formed relationships with a club in Glasgow Subbuteo Club, London Road in Wales, Wolverhampton, and year in, year out we would take turns. In 2018 we hosted here in Derry. Fantastic tournament. Fantastic. So, I mean, Subbuteo for us has just gone from strength to strength. Lawrence, now Watsy Subbuteo Art, has spurred everybody on to painting their own teams. I've painted my own, so I have a Derry City home team, Derry City away team that I use, and full time just painting figures, just more for entertainment value for ourselves. And following Lawrence is one of the best ways you're going to get a bit better at painting.
Boom!
Boom.
Welcome everybody to our outside broadcast. We've escaped the madhouse and we're here in Martin Oak Bradley's humble abode.
The lords of Subbuteo, some might say.
So we're in the shed, as it's better known in
Mm-hmm.
Derry City. And you've seen Martin give you a tour, the wee video we had on before, just how you get into Subbuteo again, how we found each other
Uh-huh.
by, what was it,
Twitter, Subbuteo word.
Twitter. What it
Your wonderful Subbuteo creations.
was your dad?
Mark Farrell. Mark Farrell, wasn't it?
Mark Farrell, you were buying your dad Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
I knocked on his door and he invited me in. I think it was raining or something. Come in and he had a Subbuteo table in his
The
kitchen
pitch made and all.
set up. We didn't play a game, did we?
We didn't play a game, we just had a yap about setting up a club. I was chatting about setting up a club with my brother, my uncle, and then you knew somebody that worked in
I knew
the
the
Derry
bar,
City
the
Club,
barman.
the barman, the Derry Club, which got us a venue, and snowballed from there. What we have now in front of us:
In front of us, we have
rigs, pitches, teams, trophies,
a good
Club
bunch,
house.
good bunch of boys, don't
good
we?
bunch
It's
of
good
lads.
crack.
Aye.
What would you say to anyone sort of? I know, speaking, a lot of my customers would play Subbuteo in their house, would play with their kids,
Mm-hmm.
and wouldn't really venture outside of that. Be afraid to venture away
Nah,
from.
no crack. Get out, get into it. Find a club, find somebody, couple of boys to play with. Doesn't matter how shite you are, how good you are, just get out, have the crack. When we started, we were brock,
I was shite.
shite on the
I
work.
had a Zugo team that you lent me.
Had a Zugo team, all Zugo teams, useless. Should have boys that come up then to play Donegal, Subbuteo, Brendan, and wee James from Strabane. We thought they were fucking superstars.
Late years ahead
Do
of
you know
us.
what I mean? And they were. But you know, as the years go on, the more you play, the better you get. The better you get, the more crack you have.
You definitely do.
Competition gets a bit.
You get serious
Seriously.
then, and then you
Get a
start
bit serious.
falling out with people.
Fall out all the time. It's good that you can have the crack. The crack can be 90, but when it's on the pitch, it's all business.
We've had a few walkouts, fallouts.
Walkouts, fallouts, hugs, kisses, make-ups. Do you know what I mean? It's sport like a fucking football. Shape of them boys. £1 million fucking game in there.
But we do. We sort it out.
Crying
We normally
alone.
sort it out that evening or that night, or when we
It
go
always
home we
gets
sort it out. It always
always gets
sorted.
sorted.
You always get it. No matter. I think it happens in every club. No matter what, whether it's
Wouldn't matter.
Subbuteo or
Had they
cycling
went,
or
so-
football. It always fallouts,
Ah.
isn't it? Everybody wants to be competitive.
Everybody gets competitive because that brings the crack, that brings the enjoyment. When there's trophies involved and there's world rankings and you get competitive with certain people.
What's your
you want to
highest
get
world
on.
ranking?
I've been 10,
10
but now
in
I'm
WASPA.
in WASPA, but now I'm 13.
Unlucky.
Or maybe 14, 13 or 14. Don't
Say
know.
13 maybe looks better when you're
13.
13th.
Lucky for some.
13.
Lucky for some.
Remember we were talking about what we're going to talk about tonight, and I was saying about the time I won the first. What do we call the trophy?
Christmas Cup.
WASPA.
The
Was it?
WASPA, or
The
WASPA trophy. But you won
competition.
the actual Christmas Cup. Is that
Old
the first?
Subbuteo.
Old Subbuteo, first Christmas Cup tournament. You talk about a laugh.
The best laugh I ever had, and then we
Thanks.
recorded it. So when we watch it back, it's actually you must dig me out a clip.
I'll take you out a clip
For the tomorrow night,
on the page. On the page.
It is funny, and the thing I remember was we had our Christmas night out after, so I won the Christmas Cup. It was 6 in the evening. We finished, went through the bar. There was karaoke. We were all up singing. I think you left early enough, 9 o'clock maybe.
Me and Paddy McKeever left full and left you boys full.
And
Sleeping. Sleeping on the table.
I woke up and Brendan was sitting on the other side of the table, and he just acted as if everything was cool. And the week after we would get together, he says he fell asleep and
He
woke
fell
up.
asleep too,
Woke up
yeah.
and I was sleeping. That's the thing about Subbuteo. It just brings everybody together, and it is the best. Honestly, if you're sitting at home and you're not in a club, go out and find a club close to you. And they're all over the country, isn't there? I mean,
They're all over. I think boys worry that clubs and competitions and it's too serious, and they don't want to get too serious. But it's as serious as you make it.
that's it.
We have. We have a competition. We have a WASPA tournament every month, and it can be sometimes it can be a bit tense. It can be serious.
most of the time, but it's just a crack. And even when it is serious, there's boys just having a crack. Some boys taking it serious.
Boys bring it back down.
Even the Glasgow GP,
yeah,
one of the biggest tournaments in the UK. You know, with players from big names from all over Italy. Your Cha, all that crowd. You know what I mean? The boys selling all the bases, making the bases. The big names. Boys won in the World Cup, world champions over playing. The crack was 90. It was still the best of crack, and it was serious as well. You know, some of the boys were hardcore at it, but the bulk of people there were just enjoying themselves, just having the buzz, playing, and having it a big organised competition. It adds a level of fun, even date, you know.
And then it brings you find so many different friends. Like the friend group we've met now through. We held the Derry Open in 2018, the year before we had went to Wales, London Road, 2017.
London Road.
And then London Road and Glasgow, Wolverhampton all came to us.
Brilliant weekend.
And I think did you go back the year after?
We went to Wolverhampton last year. It was to be Glasgow. You couldn't make it, but it was to be Glasgow this year, but
COVID.
The Rona fucked
Are we allowed to talk about COVID? No.
That's what it is. I suppose even this.
2 meters or a meter? Socially, isn't it?
We're a meter. 2 households.
We're the same household.
Same bubble.
Same bubble.
We're bubbled.
So Martin, painting. Says we talk about a bit of painting. So I painted many a team for you.
You did.
When you first started out, and then you started getting the stuff yourself. Martin's setup behind me. Martin's setup's probably better than my setup in terms of technology, equipment, lights, magnifying glasses.
Technology is this.
Technology is that.
Is we're magnifying glass and my own glasses.
So,
but I mean,
you can make of it what you make of it. You buy what you have to get.
I could show you from the first time I painted a team. No, they were ropey. They were ropey. But then you threw me a few tips.
And hints. That's what we're trying to teach everybody what
and
to
I'm
do.
I'm quite proud of what I'm rocking at the minute.
There's nothing more satisfying.
I
always say to people, there's nothing more satisfying.
Nothing better.
Painting your own team. And
nothing better.
Other people coming along at tournaments and competitions and lifting them and saying, who painted that?
Where'd you get that?
That's class, isn't it?
So it's an added wee buzz. You can pay £60-70 for a team. You can pay a tenner for a shite team, or you can pay £15 for blank figures, blank bases, any colour style you want, and paint your own team. Whatever team you. So what's your team? Your pub team.
A pub team.
Boys with the wrong tops. Boys with beer bellies.
Just a bit of fun. Make of it what you can, and just enjoy it. And it is definitely painting your own team is the most satisfying thing you can do. So.
And it's a cathartic experience. If you can get the time to yourself and a bit of space to do it in, sit and paint the team and taking your time with it, because I'm no rush to paint the team.
Nah, definitely.
I mean, what you'll paint in a day, it'll take me a month to paint, but I'm no mad rush. If I make a mistake, what do you say about making a mistake?
You just rub it out and do it again.
Rub it out and do it again. Everybody, you can make a mistake, and once you hear that, you make a mistake, rub it out, do it again.
I make mistakes all day.
You don't stop. You just keep going, and the cracks. It's just
definitely is worth doing. So anybody thinking about it or starting, don't be afraid to ask me any questions, and I'll help you out. Yeah, that's about the painting. Anything? What sort of bases are you using? Where are you buying your bases?
At the minute, I'm using the CLR Dynamics. Come from Little Plastic Man.
Good sight.
Good sight. Brilliant sight. If you look at these, you can pick your base, and then your ring, and then I don't know what the other part of it calls. Like there's 3 parts come to the disc along with the width, and you can have any colour. Shows that box. You do,
and they're not expensive. I mean,
they're
£15 maybe for a set.
They're cheap. I mean, there's a Republic of Ireland who, as soon as I finished painting them, the next day they were playing the TV and they had a new rig. Love it. So there's your green, white and orange base. You can get, and there's Belgium with the Belgian flag colours as well.
They are great. I mean, some people paying £60 for a set of bases, completely fine if that's what you're into. To me, £15 plenty. They do the same job.
Depends on yourself. I've buses that cost £50 just for the buses.
And you
then
still can only beat me by maybe 1 or 2 goals.
1 or 2. A half. You know. But then your buses, you make everybody's different. What some people like. Mark McCrossan played for a good years of a season. Won the first league we had, and he used an old pair of Zugos. Rapley Zugo buses. Never held him back. Do you know? So whatever, just whatever you're used to.
Many times did he throw them players, and they never broke.
We've all thrown a player. We've all broke a ball.
So Martin, just to wrap it up, we've seen your wee video. We've had the chat about your painting, your teams. You're going to join the fantasy football, aren't you?
I'm going to join the fantasy football.
Martin hasn't a clue about
having a baldish notion.
English soccer,
football.
or English Premier League football. So I'm talking him around it. We've got a couple of suppliers going to give us free prizes for some of the draws. So keep a wee eye out. When I get the prizes, I'll put photos up. But every month there'll be a prize of some sort for the highest point scorer for the month. So get involved. You mightn't have to know a whole lot about football, but it's a bit of cracking.
Well, let's hope.
And sure, the channel, we'll talk about stuff in the channel about who's had the worst week and who's had a good week and different things, and we'll keep it all Subbuteo related, title into Subbuteo as much as we can. So,
and I like this idea of you getting out of your shit.
Have to get out of the shed sometime,
going out of your shit and to somebody else's shit.
From one shed to another. And as I said, we'll have wee beer. We always have to have a wee beer. And one thing I have to do, say, when I'm painting, a wee beer settles the nerves. Sometimes when I go out in the mornings before I go to work to paint, or when I come in from work and I'm painting, you get nervous going to paint, so sometimes your hand be shaking. And when I sit in the evening, open a beer, this relaxes you a wee bit better. I think you paint better when you've had a beer and relax. Some people probably think the opposite. You have a beer, they'd be wonky, but
I've taken out a Friday night. Friday night my wife works till 9, so I'm in after 5. So Friday night's wine night. Wine and painting. Sit here, listen to the radio.
Bit of music, and music is sort of, we try to keep music in the club, don't we? When we're playing, we always like to try and
that was
bit of music.
Paddy again, introduced that idea.
Nice
the
influence.
Music when we're playing, that same day.
And we have, obviously, we have a connection to the Undertones. Martin's uncle, Michael Bradley, is an Undertone, so we're elected. We're Undertones, aren't we? We're practically Undertones.
We're grace given for our theme song.
That's us.
Which is
we are
every Subbuteo player's favourite song, of course. My Perfect Cousin.
Well, you sure?
Positive.
Took the Prague away kit, no?
Shade.
What? You didn't actually say that, did you?
I didn't say that, no. But we know.
Oh, it's a great song.
No. There's only one Subbuteo song worth talking about.
My Perfect Cousin.
My Perfect
Got
Cousin.
the album the other day.
Because he flicked the kick.
I got the 7-inch the other day. Came in the post.
And
that was Subbuteo Collector's fault. He put me on that. He watched one of his videos from 2 years ago, and he unboxed Subbuteo album sleeves, and one of them was Perfect Cousin, and then The Farm all together now, the German soldier, the soldier on the
business.
And then he bought another one. What did he buy? He bought something else. World in Motion album. The B-side of the album's called Subbuteo.
Oh, was it?
It's something like that. Don't
very good.
Quote me on that, but so
if you go on the Spotify or Apple Music and type in Subbuteo, you'll get
all Subbuteo songs.
The Auteurs, your man with the Auteurs is a song with Subbuteo Boys.
The song's called Subbuteo Boys?
The song's called the Subbuteo Boys. I believe it's just about
Subbuteo?
Well, we boys, but the song to do, playing Subbuteo on the floor, you know.
Well, we all done it. We all started somewhere.
We all did.
Pitching the
look at us now.
On the carpet, and where you went. Stand 9 players.
That's it.
That's why all the old players are all fucking glued in. When you find all the old teams. Right, gonna wrap it up. A couple of photos of Martin's shed, and then we'll finish, and we'll be back. Next time you see me, we'll be back in my shed. So, cheers, and thanks for housing me tonight.
Very welcome, always are.
Phone me a taxi.
Home from home.
I have to say, did have the best of crack making that last night. Hopefully get more stuff like that coming up. If I can get more club members to come round to Martin's shed. So obviously my shed's not big enough to host. Yeah, or through the Fantasies Subbuteo League we can get people. Some local players are going to take part, so maybe get a wee night somewhere else and do interviews. Bit of crack. That's what it's all about. So, fair bit of content this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you can all like the page, like the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that wee bell thing, blah blah, and just keep watching. And don't be afraid to ask me any questions. Anything you need to know. I know I don't cover full detail of what I do, but I'll tell you anything I do. So have a nice weekend. It's getting late. Hopefully I can get this out by midnight, which I don't think I will, but I want to make that cut off for midnight. So
A fucking shamrock tattoo in your head. Jesus Christ.
So I just want to see what the sound's like. Welcome, fuckers. Hope this isn't live.
The mic's stopping.
Hope it's not live. We'll see.